Hello everyone. At this time we are actually now going to be working on, well, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make chat commands now, okay? Yay! It's actually a really simple procedure to actually go through, much like the textures. We'll call this why custom commands class. I don't know. We'll just call it kick. I already have a kick command in my API, but I'll just make another one because why not? Public kick. Okay. Once again, it's something that's easy to do. It is just NewColonyAPI classes base command, okay, as always, and then we want to call new API interfaces and then auto chat command. We want to implement to overwrite our command, and I'll be going over the arguments and everything in a moment as well, because part of this actually takes from the base game, and if you're actually going to do a command, a lot of the stuff is going to be the actual base game code that you're going to end up having to actually understand to some degree. So let's go. So we're going to go public kick, and once again base, because who would have thunk. Okay, so we need to give it a prefix. Okay, commands are typically slash, and then whatever you want to, have the prefix as. For this, it is just kick. If you want them to also have, require permission to be able to use the command, you can put in a second string, so, kick. But for this, I'm not actually going to have that. Okay. So, basically, normally when you write a command, okay, the game takes it over first of all, okay? The ID is actually whoever's using the command. The argument, or args, I should say, is all the words basically in the string used. We're just going to return true. So, say you want to go, in game, you want to go just kick, and then username, okay? Your first argument or args would be kick. So we can just skip over, arg0 altogether. So what we would be wanting to do for that is we would want to get the player. Actually, hold on a second. I have a command to actually make that a little bit easier. Yeah. What we need to do is go if NewColonyAPI managers, get player. Hold on a second. Why do I actually make it that I need the current player. Alright. So basically, the reason why you gotta pass the current player or ID, if you will, is so that way, if it can't find the person, it'll actually notify you about it. The name, because of the fact that we're just going kick in the name, would just be args1, and we need actually to come up here and go players.player p. Now, if player, out p. So if player exists, p will exist, okay? Like player info in this p will exist. Also, regarding the permissions thing, like if I made it that it requires permissions kick, okay? Before it even actually hits this, it runs the base mod run command first, which is freaking awesome, right? Yay. I'll actually load that up for you guys. Master. No, it's not master. Yeah, it's the base check command. See, try do command, right? Because normally in the actual game, there's two things that are actually used for a command. In our case, it's all handled by the master command manager. Basically checks to see if the command exists. In our case, like I said, it would be /kick, because that would be the prefix being sent through. So it checks to see if the prefix exists in the commands. If it does, then it goes to try do command, okay? And then just kind of goes from there. And then, yeah, then it kind of just grabs the command. If it can do the command, run it, right? Otherwise, just return true, because, yeah, chances are it's just easier to personally return true for this. And then, with the way it's set up, it has to do try do command. See, try do command, grabs command. Okay? This is the only one because we don't put it in our actual command. It has access to the player that used the command and the entire string of everything put in there. It splits it up. If that command requires a permission, sorry. Yeah, so if a permission actually exists, basically, like it checks to see if it actually exists. If it does, then it goes on to checking to see if the player has the permission. If they don't, then it just kind of like tells them outright that, you know, hey, you don't have permission, yada yada yada. So, yay. Actually, that's actually not going to work, and I'm actually going to have to fix that. Because at the rate that that goes, if it has one and you don't have permission, it still actually runs it. So me doing this video actually just kind of helped point something out. Because if we don't have permission, no, if they don't have permission, then we don't want them to run the command. Yay. Okay. Fixed. This will be fixed probably before this video ends up going out. So it'll be like version 1.4.1, I think, will be the new API, or yeah, new Colony API version by the time these videos go live, so yay. Okay, and then it does run command, passes it a splitted version of arguments for you guys, so it's just easier to, you know, grab each part separately. Anyways, back here. So, as we were doing, we are getting the player, okay, checking if it exists through this command that I made. Realistically, there's other things you can do as well. Like if you don't care about using my method to say whether or not it exists, there's player, and I believe it's try get player. Sorry, try match name, right? Which then you could just pass like args1, which is going to be the player name in this instance of this. Yay! As you can see, that out's a player and you just pass it the string. However, I'm just liking mine a bit more because it will notify you whether or not the player exists. And if they don't, then it'll just like continue on its way if the player doesn't exist. So, yay. Okay. Anyways, so what we want to do is now that we have the player, okay, we want to go server manager and we want to disconnect player, okay? That's it. That is literally how you can make a simple kick command using my mod manager. Okay. However, some people, okay, are going to possibly want, I don't know, something more like we'll check. I don't know, how many arguments do we want in this? I don't know. Maybe if args.1 equals, I don't know, all. Because why the hell not, right? Okay. See, now we end up getting into a slightly, well, another thing, because now we can go like, you know, disconnect all if we want. Or for those that, you know, want to like split their things off into like, say, like something like locate, where if you want to like locate a player, you end up having to type in /locate, but that's not the entire command. It's /locate space player. So if I go like locate, I'm just gonna take the permission out altogether. If I want to, you know, actually we'll do this a little bit quicker way. Go switch args1 because we want the first argument, and we want to go case player and also case banner, because why the hell not, right? If you all want to like locate the banner or something like that, then we can also go private bool, and we can be like locate player. We're gonna probably want our list of arguments passed with us, and we're also gonna want the player as well, so I'll just keep that up front as well. We'll just return, I don't know, true, because why the hell not, right? And then this function can be called like locate banner. Oh, whoops. I put it in the namespace by accident. See, then at that point, right, we can just go return local player, pass it the ID and the arguments. That's done. And we can do the same for banner. Okay, so if you have basically a base command like locate, and then we want to like locate player or a banner, it's about the same where you have your base, you type in your prefix, and then under run command, you take the first argument you want, like the first argument, put in all these sub commands. Like you can either do it as an if statement, a switch statement, however you want. Just case as many as you want. Then you can either do all the functionality inside of it and then just, you know, go break for those of you who know coding, because break will just make it that it stops at that case. Because if we didn't have a return or a break, when it hits player, it also kind of falls through to the next one. Okay, so you're gonna either want a return or a break on a switch statement. For those of you who do not know coding. Okay, and then yeah, you can like just put all your coding in the case before the break if you want to put it all in there. If you want each thing to have its own function, you just go return the name of the function, pass the ID and the arguments, and then just put in whatever the heck you want. Like this would be, we want to locate the player. Okay, so what we want is, in this case, would be, we want to go players, player target, because we're trying to target a person, so target is probably a good thing to call it. We want to grab the API managers, the check managers. We want to get the player. We want to pass it our ID. At this point, we are at argument 2. Okay. So we want args2, and we want to out target. Let's see, now we can go target. And now we can get the position and output that to the player if we so wish. You can either go Pipla's chatting, chat, send, and then, you know, put in the player ID of the player, which in our case would be ID. And then, yeah, just whatever the heck you want your message to be. So, say we wanted to locate the player, it would be something kind of like, player is at target position X. Right, like you just literally go like X, you know, space, and then just finish filling it all out, right? Or you can also go with NewColonyAPI under helpers, chat, and send as well. And the cool thing about the chat for ours is you can actually go a bit further with it, because you can go with the player, whatever the heck you want your message to be, chat color, right? Black chat color, style, whether you want it to be bold, italic, or normal. Be bold and italic because why the hell not? Chat sender type. You got invalid, local, server, and Steam, you have options. Okay? I'm pretty sure actually most of that stuff is actually obtainable using the pipless method. Hold on a second. I will double check for you guys. Apparently, no, you can only send the type through that, which is a little weird, but yeah. Okay guys, so that is how you can make your own commands using NewColonyAPI. Alright, have a nice day. See you guys all later. Bye bye for now.